Today I'm going to show you how to make pate sucree. It's also called a sweet pastry. It's different than pate brisée or a short dough. Pate sucree means sugar, so it's kind of a sugar paste. So it's like a sugar cookie recipe. So it's one of the easier doughs to make for a tart shell. So that's what I'm going to show you right now. We are going to take butter, salt, vanilla, eggs, powdered sugar, and it calls for pastry flour, but we have all-purpose, and a little bit of lemon zest. I'm just gonna zest a little bit now. That's what I forgot. A little bit of lemon zest to add to the dough. So being it's a sugar cookie, kind of a sugar cookie dough, it's going to be kind of a creaming method. So first off, you're going to take your softened butter. This butter has been out for a little bit. And I'm going to cream this. I'm not doing it with a mixer just in case you guys don't have it. I'm going to cream this with the powdered sugar until it's light. Okay, it might take me a bit. If I had a glove on, I would kind of just warm this up with my hand. I would just kind of squish it around, but we're just going to do it the old school way by beating it with a spatula. Okay, until it's nice and creamy. It should be light. I'm just going to keep on working it in. Okay, so with this one, actually, the recipe says to add the powdered sugar, lemon zest, 4 drops of vanilla, and the salt. Just cream all that together. This recipe is in your textbook. Also, in your lab packet and or the lab that I posted, the recipe for the lab. Okay. Like I mentioned before, this recipe is really good for fruit tarts, or bases to any type of tart, baked, pre-baked, or the one that you line the pan and you fill it and then you bake it unbaked. So there you go. See, it's coming together. You just need to put a little elbow grease. Nice and smooth. When I was first in pastry, we weren't allowed to use a mixer just because it taught us the feel of it, especially with bread. So just getting my arm workout today. So this recipe is in the chapter 15, tarts, and also it might also be in chapter 14, the pastry basics. Okay, it's getting there. I see some butter chunks. Just gonna work it a little bit more. Okay. Smells really good because of that lemon zest. You don't have to put the lemon in it. I normally don't, but I felt compelled today. Okay, so now it's kind of light and creamy. Okay, just make sure all of that. I'm going to scrape it down. Then I'm going to add the eggs a little bit at a time, just so it fully incorporates. The reason why I'm not using a whisk for this is because you don't want to add any too much air. I'll try to see if I could warm up the butter a little bit with my hand. Okay. You don't want to add all the egg at once because this mixture will break. You want to create that emulsification. with the egg, sugar, and butter. Scraping. It's getting there. Okay, the rest of the egg. Mix it till it's nice and mixed. Sometimes if it's curdling a little bit, maybe my fat was a little too cold, or I added my eggs a little too fast. If it doesn't come together, what you can do is add a little bit of the pastry flour and it'll bring it back together. Just gonna mix it just a little bit more. See a big butter chunk there. And then see if it comes together. If not, I'm just gonna add a spoonful of flour. A little bit of the flour. Wait. There you go. Just bring it together just a little bit. Okay, so there you go. See, it's a little bit smoother now with a little bit of added flour. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this flour, but then after I'm adding the flour, I'm going to mix this very gently. You don't want to go to town. You don't want to overmix it, because if you overmix it at this point, what's going to happen is your pastry is going to slide out of the mold. It's going to fall. It's going to puff up. It's just a lot of stuff will go bad if we overmix it at this point. So I just want to mix it till it all just comes together. Okay, once most of that flour is absorbed, I'm going to add the rest of this. Okay. Should be just like a nice sugar cookie dough. A little softer. After it comes together, we're going to wrap it up and chill it till it's nice and firm. You don't want to make your dough right now, or your tart right now, or line a pan with this. It's going to be too soft. Okay, see, it's coming together really nicely right now. I'm going to stop here. Maybe just a little bit of the mixture. I feel it's a little dry. So it feels amazing. Okay. All right, good to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in plastic wrap, flatten it down. Some plastic wrap. Okay. Maybe I'll break it into two. I don't think I need both of them. Okay, I'm gonna take that, wrap it up. Round it, because if I'm gonna make a tart, so I want to pre-shape it. It'll be easier. I'm gonna wrap that, put that in the fridge to firm up before I roll it out. Do it one more time. Get the rest of this. Okay. This is your Pate Sucree. Overshot the plastic wrap again. Okay, I'm gonna wrap that. Let it chill. I've learned what you can do if you're making baby tarts. What you can do is roll this out between two pieces of parchment paper, your thickness, before you put it in the fridge, and it just firms up, and then you just cut out your circle. But right now we're just gonna do it the old school way. I'll just roll it out into a circle. And then I'll just roll it out this way, and then we'll handle it after. All right. So let this firm up in the fridge, and then we'll come back to it and line our tart dough. Our tart pan. We're going to line our tart pan.